Well, Grim, I'm just going to actually just meditate here and hold some space while people gather, if they gather. I mean, I know it's been a minute, so.
Okay.
Um, Hello, hello. Jane, I think you're like the only person here with us. Hi, it's good to see your name out there. And oh, there I see Susan popping in. And so I know it's been a minute since we've done a live stream here at 420 Tarot, but please share with people that you typically see that join us here, and maybe even some folks that don't typically join us because they're working. Maybe they have the day off today, or you know what, you might have been talking about something with a friend recently and you just thought this would be a helpful bit of information for them to join with. We are here at 420ish Tea and Tarot, me and Grimmer. Hey, Grimmer.
Hello.
And Callie is here too. She's crashed out on the floor. But we, are a very open-minded, open and kind group of people that gather here. It's been a minute. Literally, I think the last time I did a 420ish Tea and Tarot was May 3rd, if my calculations are correct. So it's been a minute, but here we are. And as you all kind of gather in and just get reaccustomed to the energy, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes and meditate just a little bit. Grim, would you mind putting different music on than this? I'd love to have something. I like of course I like this era, but maybe less
Lyric-y?
How about an Alice one?
Okay.
Thank you, my love. In the meantime, I'm going to light this Pink Lotus candle. Pink Lotus Blossom candle that we light when we meditate together and gather in this space at 420. And there she's lit. And that's lit in honor of all those that gather here, all those that are with us in our hearts and in our thoughts. Pink Lotus has been coming up a lot over the last several years. There are those of us that really embrace that flower. And, there are blue lotus and white lotus. It's not just pink, but for some reason, the pink ones really became prevalent in our Tea and Tarot readings a few years ago now. But what I loved is while I was down and ill for a few weeks, I was watching a lot of you transform your yards. Some of you celebrated birthdays. Many of you celebrated the joy of being a mother or an auntie, on that prestigious day of Mother's Day. Around here in the United States, it's a pretty popular day because why not honor our mothers, right? And by the way, on that note, I do so appreciate so many of you sent me a happy Mother's Day, and that meant so much to me. It was the first day that I really felt better, and so to receive that kind of outpouring of love from all of you as well made a big difference, so thank you. But I've been seeing, like even Kimmy King, who I think I just saw walk in the room. Hi, Kimmy King. She had this solar fountain that she wants to get for her garden. And I was noticing that the base of the flower, like of the fountain, there's a pink flower. And I'm like, pink lotus. And then Christy Reed received some lovely flowers from her son. And Cole, if you're listening, good job, buddy. Those were beautiful. And you surely know your mama well. But again, it was that dark pink, you know, just this,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been really on my mind a lot lately.
That's been a color, for whatever reason, it's been cycling around more frequently lately, too, on a whole. Not just within the flower, but...
Within the purple door? Or
Just
outside of...
Just I'm noticing pink being the theme more often.
Okay, but we're not going to be the pink door, okay?
Oh, no, no, no.
We can't rebrand.
Well, pink is just light purple.
Pink is just light purple.
Or is it just a different shade of purple, right?
It depends on which end of the spectrum you look at it. Because the closer it gets to blue, you know how there's, right? But the closer it gets to red, it's a lighter shade of red.
Okay. And purple actually...
Little color education for you today.
Did you know this? While we're talking about purple, it doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, talk about that. I know magenta doesn't.
Well, there's a science channel that I really like to watch, and they were talking about the science of the color purple.
Can y'all hear Grim okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Please. He's talking about the color purple. Not the movie or the book. The actual color.
The color purple actually does not exist. It's not within any frequency in the light spectrum. It's literally a color that we create in our own minds to fill in the blank that is supposed to be a transition into greens.
Really?
That's the best I can explain it.
Interesting. You should look into it a little better and talk to us about it.
The science of it is we create the frequency purple in our own minds. And
so we're not seeing a frequency purple. We're seeing frequency and we can't identify it, so we assign it that color.
Yes. So the color in and of itself, purple and all of its variations, are literally a figment of a collective imagination.
Right. Isn't it funny when I first heard that a while ago, I remember like there was a part of me that was okay with the fact that magenta is not our true color. That's a color that we create in our minds, but magenta is absolutely it's on the color spectrum of purple.
Right.
So that makes sense, but my mind was like it didn't transfer into my world, because I see lots of purple everywhere I go. I love purple.
So in that regard, it's no wonder that so many different cultures throughout history assign purple to a higher way of thinking,
realm, right?
A realm of
it's a spiritual color,
yeah.
Right. You know, that isn't even supposed to be our topic for today, the color purple, but it fits right in with the topic, which is about aligning with the energies. One of the things that you've probably noticed about me over the years that you've spent with me is when I go through one of these bouts of illness, I tend to spend quite a bit of time on the other side of the veil. I tend to do a lot of my own spiritual work. So you just need to know, if I'm in one of those sick modes, I appreciate all the energy and love you're sending me, but don't send me your worry or fear, because even in those moments when I can barely get comfortable and I feel horrible, you know, I find some peace in those moments, and I learn a lot. I get a lot of insight. I really, truly do. And it's one of those things like, do I want to continue receiving the insight that way? No, I would rather find a much more peaceful and less obtrusive way for me to align with the energies that I need to align with. You know, one of the things that I do a lot when I'm in one of these sick cycles for myself is I take quite a few relaxing showers, because the the warmth and the weight of the water on my skin is just real, calming to me. And I do a lot of work with the element of water in those moments. I try to focus on the energy, the vibration of it, the feeling of it on my skin, the taste of it on my lips, the smell of it, because we have hard water here, so it has a slightly, that that metallic kind of smell. Not unpleasant necessarily, but I try to focus on that, and I call upon some of the water goddesses that I work with, some of the animal deities that I've worked with that are associated with water. And I try to, I just say align, release, realign, just release things that are no longer serving and realign that which is. Get things back into balance. That's what I do when I'm in those moments. And so when we are talking about our illnesses, and that is a topic that comes up a lot because hell, a lot of us are in our 30s, 40s, 50s. We're not a bunch of spring chickens right now. And some even older. We got some 60s and 70-year-olds that tune into 420 Tarot, and I love y'all. And, dude, doesn't matter the age. That's not the point. The point is that a lot of you have talked to me recently. Again, we talk about ascension symptoms, and I don't think I can talk about this enough because it's a good time to remind you that when you are experiencing this, we call it ascension, but really what it truly is, it is your vibrational frequency body, your energy body, right? All the frequency particles that make you who you are. If we could take you down to one line, just one long string, you would unravel. You are a complex combination of light. I'm just going to leave it right there. So if you can imagine, remember those fiber optic cables, right? How they shine at the end. You can see the little white bulbs, bright and clear. But there's a whole bunch of them. And if you put them all together as one, it can form a fairly solid looking light. But if you let it go again, they kind of spread out and it looks like fireworks. We're a little bit like that. And when we are going through the shifts that we are going through, let's talk about Schumann resonance. I probably don't need to go over that again, but if you're new here, you might want to look that up. Schumann resonance, SCHUMANN, resonance, RESONANCE. Look it up. It's a measurement of some pretty interesting things that are occurring here on the earth. But I know I woke up this morning myself feeling a little bit under the weather. I've known a number of people that have felt that way today. And I've also known some animals that have behaved a little out of balance or out of character recently. And all I can say is, if you follow what's happening to us on a grander scale out there, we've been receiving X-class solar flares, which, is that the highest class?
I think it is.
I think it is, because I don't think I've ever heard them talk about a Z class.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to verify that myself. I don't know for sure if it's the highest class of solar flare. Yeah. If anybody's on a computer and feels like Googling that, let me know. But we've had several over the last 12 to 24 hours, and this was followed by, the solar storms that we were experiencing, and that's why so many of you were able to see the beautiful aurora borealis. I mean, these things are it's just been another month of once in a lifetime things just kind of cosmically lining up, and here we are. But don't forget, when I say and I remind you, me, 3-body problem, mind, body, spirit, we got all three. There's actually more layers than just mind, body, spirit. But it's the easiest way to just sort of, configure it quickly in your mind. And we all know that we're talking about more than just our physical muggle form. And We're talking about our emotional self. We're talking about our mental self. Those are two different things. We're talking about our spiritual self, which is yet another level. But we're also trying constantly. That's what this is about. When you walk into a room and you look for a place to sit or a spot to enjoy yourself, you're aligning with the energies of that room. You're figuring out where you would best fit in that room, because you'd walk in, and we don't do it consciously. It's not like we consciously set our little antennae out there and it does the, feely good work for us. But that's essentially what happens. You walk into a room, you might call it reading the room or whatever, but we look for a place to find comfort, a place to be comfortable in, and we align with the energies. Now, with these X-class solar flares going off, and other unrest, there's, political unrest here in the United States, as everyone I'm sure is aware of. And elsewhere around the world, it's a never-ending cycle of this right now. This all affects us. So sometimes what we're experiencing is this
collective,
low-grade collective ugh, right? So on days where you are feeling heavy or sick, like heavy energy or sick or just not right, something's unsettled or whatever, maybe even jittery, you might be back at heart palpitations, maybe you're getting headaches again, maybe you're getting sore throats again. These things crop up every time we have one of these shifts. So I hope you're at the point, and I know a number of you are, where you're able to, in those moments, step back and say, okay. I just got diarrhea, not me, I'm saying hypothetically. Instead of worrying that it was something you ate or did wrong or whatever, immediately start focusing on aligning with the energy. Aligning with the energy. There are folks in the metaphysical world that talk and have been talking for a long time about how we are receiving this light code activation. Indeed, when I was a younger woman, I did a lot of work in what I think you've heard me mention before. It's called light body. And it was all about very much, aligning your chakras, although they had all different names. But it was also in the metaphysical realm. There's a lot of talk about beings or entities from other planets or other realms that influence ours heavily, and that they are trying to help us get through this big hump. And so we are being given DNA upgrades. We are being given new code, essentially, to assimilate within our physical bodies. And as we do, it's as simple as us just remembering that we need to just align. Just let the energies align. Don't try to fight it so hard. When you fight it so hard, it gets worse. It's like, I don't know, when I'm already late in the morning, if I wake up and I have something to do and I'm worried about being late and I'm getting close to the time I need to leave and I'm still worried about being late, I start dropping things. I start losing things. I forget if I took it to the car already. Did I already put it in my bag? I better check it 3 times, maybe 5. It's ridiculous, right? It kind of goes the same when you are experiencing an uncomfortable physical sensation. Don't just, take your medication if you need to, right? Like, of course, I'm not saying don't take your pills first. You do what you got to do medically. But when you're able to, remember to align with the frequencies. Even if all you do is close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, get yourself set in that space and just say, I do this a lot. If you ever see me doing this, my one right hand, this is me aligning with the frequencies. I don't know why I don't do both. I usually do one, and I usually do from here. I'll just think about aligning with the frequencies all the way down, just, making it happen. Allowing each organ of mine, each breath that I take to allow me to integrate with the frequencies around me. As you allow yourself to transcend to a higher perspective. You'll be able to kind of look down or back or down, I guess down is kind of how I see it, on some of these symptoms from a different perspective, and they won't be as intense in the future. Allow yourself to align with the energies. Again, as I said, even if all you do, even if you think it's a bunch of well, you suspect it might be hooey, but you trust me enough to try just telling yourself, I'm aligning with the energies around me. With each breath I inhale, I am bringing in balance and peace and harmony into my own internal space, allowing it to transcend beyond my physicalness and into my vibrational frequency body, my energy body, allowing that peace and harmony and balance to then move outward from myself into the community and the people around me, letting my energy be an anchor for those that need it, a beacon for those that need it, and a guide for those that are still trying to figure it out. Let's remember, it's all combined at all times. Now, I know you've heard me talk about that a lot. Grim and I were thinking, boy, we repeat a lot of the same stuff. We really do, but I've also realized that it's important to continually remind, because I know when you're not feeling well or something's happened and you're feeling down, you might not automatically jump to, all right, align with the frequencies. But if you can hear little old Gussie in the background here reminding you that it is possible to keep it in mind, that it's something that you need to also align. It's not just your physical, it's your mental, emotional, and then that affects the spiritual. Keep them healthy. All right, y'all, I've got my favorite old tarot deck with me today. I haven't seen her in a while. Grim used her yesterday for the Tarot Tuesday reading, and I was like, oh, I haven't used that deck for a minute. So
It's time to take
I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to shuffle. Grimmer, would you like to say hi to people? Do you have that ability on your phone?
No, I took my Wi-Fi off.
Okay, let me see. I'll say some highs.
Some highs.
I'll say some highs. Hello, Jane Husky. Hello, Susan. Hello, Michelle Kleckler Caps. Hello, Angela Turley, LJ, Sandra Noisewater. Nice to see you. Thank you, Angela. I'm glad to be back. I don't like being down like that. That's Victoria Williams. Hello, hello. Kimmy King. Carla Core. They were saying they could hear you just fine. Susan says X flares are the largest category of solar flares. Norma, hello, hello. Constance, hello. Emily, hello. Oh, my goodness. So many people whose names just, you know,
Make you smile.
they make me smile. And even when I know we're not talking when I'm sick, I don't go online much when I'm sick like that, because it actually makes me motion sick, if that makes sense. So you won't see me online a lot. And it was funny. I know my last live stream was May 3rd. I know, because we never flipped the dates after that. It said May 3rd all month. And then by May 6th, we were supposed to have a First Friday live stream, and I was just too unwell to do it. And by the 7th, I started getting, are you okay? Are you okay? Vicki Meyer, I've been meaning to text you all day long. You've been on my mind all yesterday and today. And I kept saying, I got to text her and see what is up, because I haven't talked to you for a minute. So I'm glad you're here. Yes, I am better. I went through one of my little sick phases again, but on the mend and doing fine.
This one, though, we got on top of it quick. And
yes, we did.
it may have lingered. Excuse me. It may have lingered a bit, but it never really fully manifested into its worstness.
Not like it could have. Not like it has in the past. Oh, and look at that. We had a card pop out. It actually fell on the floor while I was shuffling, and Grim had to pick it up for me. It's the Tower card for the group today. The Tower. One of the major arcana cards in the deck. to know something funny? Grim and I have this program that we were working with a couple years ago. When I say the card of the day, he could actually hit a little button and it pops up the card so you can all see it in the corner, right? But do we think of using that or even try anymore? We don't even. Oh, we make our own life a little harder than it needs to be sometimes. Isn't that the truth?
Sometimes.
Speaking of that, this Tower card is very, very much I have felt that there's a big shift coming, and I think it's toward the positive. I do believe it's toward the positive. Some of us might carry some battle scars from it. I don't know what that means yet. It's just something that I was channeling the other day, and truthfully, that's one of the things that I'm going to focus on tonight when I meditate. Is where, you know, what does that exactly mean for us? Where are we headed? I do not like to predict future. You know, that's just how I am. But I do sense that something is shifting. And I had a dream about someone last night who, in my dream, they were going into battle and then they were done with battle. Like, I don't know where I was during the battle. I didn't even see the battle, but I knew the battle took place and I was part of the battle. There were other people there too, but this one particular acquaintance of mine, in my dream, we were talking before the battle, and then afterward, she was covered in blood, but significantly had a scar over her eye. And I remember talking about that scar, and we knew it was gonna be a significant scar over her eye, and but yet how beautiful that scar was in and of itself, what it stood for. And even though there was pain involved, you know, it stood for so many things. Take a moment, really, to think about what a scar like that would mean had you gone into battle and arrived home with a battle wound above your eye. There's a lot of implications there. And so the synchronicity today, when I was speaking with one of my buddies, and she told me that she'd had this little accident, and she showed me a picture of herself, and she has a cut above her eye. I'm like, you know, I just know that we're all moving forward as best we can, as steady as we can. And I don't think this is a time right now for us to say absolute, like, I'm going to give this up forever. I'm going to stop that forever. Don't be too hard on yourself through this phase. I need to talk to Copper because I have not paid attention to astrologically what's happening this month. I haven't looked into it much. But I feel that if you just keep yourself tuned to the positive as much as you can, I'm not saying it's all love and light. I know that is not true, but I'm saying as much as you can, stay focused on a positive outcome. Don't waste your breath, your energy on a gazillion negative outcomes. Focus on the outcome you want. Focus on the outcome you want. And let's see where that takes us. Okay, yes, this Tower card, meaning it is a time of shift, a time of change. And only this time, it's like you get to be more in control of it. And I feel like whatever it is this time that shifts for you, it's going to be one of those things where you feel empowered. You're not going to feel like you had to make a desperate choice or you didn't really have a choice at all. I feel like you're going to feel it was the best thing you could do. And a lot of this comes down to trusting our own intuition again, doesn't it?
Doesn't that also come down to forgiving yourself for making that decision, understanding on a more universal level why that decision had to be made.
Yeah, understanding that you need to forgive yourself for making, yes, right. Well, because if you beat yourself up over it over and over again, you're not really moving past it. You know, you're just re-experiencing the same guilt, desperation, or anger that you had before. The truth of it all is we all come to an end in this journey. We all come to an end, at least in the physical realm, and as you know, we all move on in the energetic. We are pre-wired to think positively. We really are. We haven't given up yet.
So, like, negativity is like the cholesterol that plugs our veins. It's the cholesterol that plugs our vibration.
But negativity isn't actually always bad. That's the hard part to remember. Negative energy sometimes you can have too much of a positive thing.
Well, okay. Wow.
Grimmer. Hey, Robin Swanson, good to see you. How you doing down there in Texas? Jerry, good to see you too. Everybody send Jerry a little bit of extra juju if you could, because, you know, he's got his own, as we all do, but his own, battles he's fighting right now. So little extra hugs all around for all of us. Let's just say all of us need an extra hug. That's what I say. I decree. By the way, I wanted to extend an invitation to those of you that I haven't spoken with directly before about this. If I have, we are coming very close to finding a day that we can meet as Purple Door Witches here in Michigan in July. Now, I know some of you are like, oh my God, I can't, there's no way. But we just booked a ticket for Siege. That's roundway $245. I'm just saying.
For that July period.
For that July period. And it's like a 2.5 week. But you don't need to stay here for 2.5 weeks. No. We're not even suggesting that. We're thinking July 5th as a gathering date. And I know not everybody could make it. I understand that. And I certainly don't mean to exclude anyone. Our hope is that every year we add a new gathering spot on and make that kind of our goal for the year. At least that's my kind of thought.
So that way that there's multiple gatherings taking place at the same time.
Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic? But wouldn't it be great if we could all be in one place?
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah. We're going to need some Purple Doors representing, I'm telling you.
I think we make that a goal. But no, yeah, look into it. July 5th
is looking like the date. It's a Friday.
Many Purple Door Witches from the surrounding area are planning to get together for that day. So
we've got some folks that'll be coming up from Georgia, Louisiana, possibly Texas, possibly Missouri, possibly Wisconsin, possibly Indiana, possibly Illinois. Well, I mean, we haven't definitively all said, yep, I'll be there, but we're working on it. Okay. But I just wanted to extend that invitation to y'all.
You know, there's some positive yeses in that list.
Oh, yeah, there are positive yeses. They're not all maybes. Like, I have a couple of real absolutes.
Okay.
But
and then several in the wings that are working on it.
Yes. So if you need more information or you want more info, contact me, or I hope she doesn't mind, she's in this group right now, or LJ. If you see LJ in this list, she's also part of our gathering here in July, and we're really looking forward to it. We're going to have a community gathering, a coven circle, and two cronings.
We're going to potluck it as best we can with people coming from all over.
Yep.
So.
Potluck it as best we can with people coming from all over. Yep, absolutely. All right, y'all. My nose is getting itchy, and I want to get on. Oh, my goodness. I need to go. That's what I'm trying to say. Thanks for hanging out with Grim and I today. It's been great to have, thank you. It's been great to be back. Thank you again for all your love and support and energy that you sent while I was down, and helping Grim and keeping the purple door rolling and flowing and no bullfuckery on there. I just appreciate y'all so much. You add to my life. All right, y'all.
Stay man.
Oh, don't forget, 9 p.m. tonight, Pause for Peace. That's starting to pick up some nice steam. Keep it going. Pause for Peace.
Too.
Share it with your friends. It's something that we've been doing for a while now, collectively gathering at 9 p.m. just on your own. You don't live stream or anything. You just do your own thing. But 9 p.m. pause and just send out loving thoughts to the world, peaceful, harmonious thoughts that we can get through this tough stage of the game. We can get through it. All right, everyone. I have so many other things I could say. Like, if you want a reading with me, please go to openthepurpledoor.com and you can find the Book Now button, and there I am. You can also get an astrology reading from Copper, and you can find that on the website as well. We also have a Patreon page if you're looking to get a copy of the e-zine that is still going, believe it or not. The Purple Door e-zine, it's just been late a lot because I've been sick a lot. So my apologies there, but it's still in production. So don't miss out. Anyways, I hope y'all have a lovely, blessed evening.
We get every issue out.
We get every issue out, just not
necessarily at the first of the month.
At the first of the month, right. So, yeah. Have a blessed evening, everyone, every which where. And I guess I'll see you on Friday. Stay magical.